how are you physically feeling right now, holding up wise? How are you doing these days?
Oh man, honestly, I feel like I'm 15 years younger, man. I feel fresh again. I've been working out 2, 3 times a day. Man, yes, mentally, physically, I feel great.
Yeah, awesome. And down at SWE, I know Teddy Long is there. You guys obviously have history together. How is it getting to work? You talked about working with Charlie. How is it getting to reconnect and work with Teddy in SWE right now?
Well, really, man, I haven't felt this homely in a locker room ever,
Yeah,
because Teddy, God, he's great. He's a great mind. He's a great person. He's always about helping people. He always has been. Maybe that's why he's so successful. He's very giving, but he's so full of knowledge, man, and there's never a dull moment, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, no, man, it's great being with Teddy. Like I said, it's such a homely feeling back there. We got guys like Charlie, Boogeyman, and then the older guys, Rod Price, James, Alex Porto. I mean, the list goes on. We Jax Dane and those guys. Man, it's like it's a family, and we're all there for one common cause, and that's to be the best that we could possibly be.
yeah, absolutely. And you do have like so much knowledge. You, Charlie, Teddy. Like, how is it for you working with these younger wrestlers right now? Are you giving advice? Are you helping to agent matches? Like, are you doing things behind the scene? I guess.
Right. Well, my part back there's a little bit of all of the above.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the guy they go to, kind of the bouncer in the back for that purpose, and just for a lot of other reasons. They come for me for advice, for guidance on different things, and I'm also the head of the Dog Pound Training Center, which is the official school for SWE. So from the camps to the wrestling schools, in which we're very thankful, and we've grown to where, man, places like Austin, AAPW, Lions Den, those guys, they send us a lot of their students as well. So we get to work with those guys, and just a abundance of talent around Texas. Not only Texas, now it's been throughout the United States. We've got guys coming in from Kansas, Chicago, man, Jersey, and those guys keep up with me. They send me film and whatnot. So I'm always on the phone helping those guys out when they're not with us. So we kind of train them as well, all around the clock.
When talent comes to you and they say, my goal is to get to WWE or at AEW, what kind of advice are you giving to talent right now? I mean, it's a very fertile time for wrestling, but there's a lot going on.
Well, I really don't. My advice is to be the best you can at what you do, and then the rest kind of falls in place. Always make sure that you dot all your I's and cross your T's. A lot of the guys, they see the big picture, but they're not seeing how to get there. So what I try to do is help polish them up, whether it be sending them, giving them advice, or promos or what I see, and if I can't help them, then I send them somewhere or to someone who can. But that's my advice is to make sure, you guys master where you are, master your craft on that level before you just go up and want to try out to a WWE or AEW or any other company on that level.
It's got to. How different is training in the business now than when you were breaking in, Rodney?
Well, for one, there are a whole lot more opportunities and places to get a lot more knowledge. I don't say a lot more, and yes, there is a lot more knowledge out there on just scientific wrestling in general, just on everything. There's access. You can hit a button and Google anything you want. And back in the day, you almost had to be handpicked in order to get in. And not almost, you had to be handpicked to get in that circle in order to be coached or that advice shared to you.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, that's a big advantage. And I mean, the gyms, the facilities and places that they have to train in. We trained in barns. We train in the park at midnight on the grass. We train in horse stables on the concrete. And that's real talk. Well, these guys got 4 and 5 rings with air conditions and, all the knowledge there, nutritionists, dietitians, and Oh yeah, the whole 9 yards, and we didn't have that.
Yeah. So who broke you in, Rodney? You say you
I started off with Scandal, Akbar, JYD, that group.
oh,
JYD took me in first, yes sir, with Akbar, and then Rod Price finished me up.
what was it like to be trained by Junkyard? I didn't know that.
Man, your words, man, it's a dream come true. Because growing up, there's my principals in high school from elementary, from first grade on up, can tell you stories about me running around headbutting people and howling and being, right, junkyard dog, right. So
Yeah.
that was a dream come true for me,
Dude, so I mean, just like what was? I've never really met anybody who was trained by Junkyard. Like, I don't. Was he?
Honestly, Jazz and I are the only two that I know that finished. There was a couple other guys in the group with us, but there aren't too many more that I maybe one other guy. But no one trained at that school that I know of that made it, and he'd never really ever mentioned anyone else that he trained, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, that's really unique when you said that. I mean, was he tough? Was he fair?
I think it was a little bit of everything. He was tough, but Dog was never really, stayed still. He always was on the go, and I think it was a lot of that, and also it was tough training with him. Yes, it was, because he used to take you out. You wouldn't get in the ring for a long time, and Jazz can tell you more of the stories of that than I can, but he would take us down the street and he'd run you around the block, and take you to the park and run till you pass out, that kind of stuff. He was hard on conditioning. That's before you ever saw the inside of the gym.
Damn. So wait, you mentioned Jazz was trained. So is that? I mean, you two are obviously married. You've been together for decades now. At this point, like, is that
that's how we met? That's exactly how we met, through school with JYD. Yeah.
Wow. And like, yeah. I mean, first of all, congratulations. I mean, probably one of the more successful wrestling marriages in all of history. I mean, you guys.
You're right. And honestly, I've did some research on it, and I've looked up. There's never been a couple that started together like Jazz and I have, and that were both wrestlers and are still together and that long.
Man, that's so cool, man. Good for you.
And so blessed, man.
Yeah. So like, and I'm a big Jazz fan, by the way, too. Incredible, but with you.